Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are at problem of the day 14 for the April month 2024, and we again have an easy question in front of us. This question again revolves around the topic of XOR, and to be more specific, this topic revolves around the operations which we do on a bitwise level. Okay, so from this throughout this April month, we had multiple instances where we had questions on bit manipulation. So this again to get your focus to this particular topic so that you are into ready when this topic comes. Okay, so and taking step further into that, this question is again in the direction, and yeah, the question is you are given, so you can see basically the inputs. You are given an array which is called ARR, and you are given the length of it, which is n. Okay, so these are the two things given to you. And see, one important thing which I want to tell is that, see, this kind of questions are usually, this pattern of questions I usually get to see in lead code, but yeah, this is the first time seeing this kind of question in GFG as well. So what happens is, like, usually we are asked to code inside a single function, right, of a class, but here you will be asked to code multiple functions of a class. Okay, that is what it is. The pattern is good, but yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing it in Geeks for Geeks. So what we have to do is, so we are given array called ARR. Okay, it has n number of elements. What we have to do is, yeah, you need to calculate the bitwise XOR of each element in the array with its corresponding index. Okay, and they have clearly mentioned that we have to start from index 0. Okay, otherwise, see, it becomes a, we'll have to see, if they mention it to start from 0, it's well and good. Otherwise, we'll have to get this by seeing the examples. Okay, whether we have to start with 0 or 1, we'll have to get this by seeing the example. As simple as that. That is one point. The second point is, after step 1, print the array. Then after that step number 2, set all the elements of ARR to 0 and print ARR. Okay, the way they have given the question is good, but there is a trick to it. Okay, see, we don't have to decide what will happen first and what will happen next. Okay, we are not in a position to decide that particular code is not done by us. Okay, what we have to do is we have to code the individual functions. Okay, so these are the functions given to us. Okay, these are the three functions which are given to us. We have to code only them. Okay, in which order they are called, that all those things is taken care by the driver code, and we are not in a position to change that. Okay, as simple as that. But anyway, the order in which they have given, the same way they are calling those functions, that is well and good. But remember one thing, as they mentioned, like, after step 1, print this, after this step, do this. That and all we are not doing. We are only coding the individual part. Okay, which step will you call first, which step will you call second, that all will be handled by the driver code, which in Geeks for Geeks is not, which is something which we can't handle in Geeks for Geeks. Okay, as simple as that. So coming to this part, so let us start with this first. First, we'll have to set every element to 0. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so if you are familiar with Python, for every function inside a class, we'll have with the first parameter as a self. Self basically refers to the instance of the object which is calling this particular function. Okay, instance. So what is the object? Is the object of, whenever you have a class, when you create an object for that, and when from that object, when you call a function of that class, we'll have to pass the instance of the object. Okay, so this is for that, and then we are passing n and arr. Okay, since n and arr are passed separately, you don't have to use the self here. Basically, see, self is only for calling the data members. Okay, here n and arr are passed as parameters, so you don't have to use the self. So what you have to do, simply do a for loop, go through each element and make it as null, make it as 0, as simple as that. Okay, next thing is how to do XOR of 1 to n. Okay, they have very clearly mentioned what you have to do. You have to do a bitwise XOR of each element, okay, with its corresponding index, and the index to start from 0, as simple as that. So what we have to do, I will do the same thing. I will go through each element. Okay, I will go through each index. Let us say I will do a XOR of that particular index and the element at that particular index. Okay, as simple as that. So XOR of ARR of I and I. Okay, so in Python, if you are trying to do XOR, so this is the symbol for that. Okay, we usually use this symbol to indicate the raised to power or something like that. But in Python, this is the symbol used for XOR. Okay, bitwise XOR. And finally, we are storing the result in ARR of I. Finally, coming to the print function, there is a slight trick here. Basically, see, the ultimately, when you see the example code, you'll get to know that the print is not simply working as it is. Okay, if you print ARR as such, you will see the square brackets coming as such. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to print in such a way that the way they have given it, it matches that. Okay, so if you see here what is happening, there is space between them. Okay, this is first point. The second point is that after the last element there is no space and it is ending, it is going to the next line. So we'll have to implement that. So what I'm doing, go through each of the elements. What I'm doing next, if I is equal to the last element, then what I have to do, print ARR of I. Otherwise, what I have to do, print arr of I, at the same time give the optional parameter and is equal to space. See, normally what happens is, see, this parameter we are not passing the value, it will take the default value. What is the default value? Whenever you give a print statement in Python, basically, the after the print, the cursor will directly move to the next line. So that's the default behavior. So what I'm trying to say is that the default behavior is \n. Okay, it will automatically move the next line. If we want to override that behavior, then we'll have to pass this optional parameter with the value. Okay, then it will override the default one. Okay, so here I'm passing the and as space. So what will happen is, after it prints the arr of I, it will give a space, and that's it. The cursor will remain there. It will not move anywhere else. It will not move to the next line. As simple as that. Okay. Then whenever we are at the last element, when we are going to print the last element, what I'm doing, simply print it, and this time I'm not passing any optional parameters. That is, I'm not passing any value for that. That means the default value will be used. Or the default value, it will move the cursor to the next line. So this is what I'm trying to ensure that. Okay, so yeah, and that was all. Let me quickly run this and show you. If you ask me what was the trickiest part in this particular question, I will see the print part only, because yeah, like, I am sure that many people will not be aware of these things. Because see, if you are not aware of, there is something called AND function. By the way, there is also something called a sep function. Okay, the separator function. Okay, let me make it as a comment here. There is also optional parameter called sep. Okay, you can pass the value for that also. By default it is a space, but obviously you can pass values to that as well. Okay, so that is also again a sep function, and these are some of the optional parameters to print. Yeah, these are the option parameters for the print function. Okay, so yeah, friend, that was all for today. And see, that's why I'm saying, like, when you choose a code editor, okay, always choose a code editor where you can get, see, let us say you type print, it will automatically show you what are the, all possibilities, what are the optional parameters that you can give, and all such things. Okay, so PyCharm is one such, code editor which you can prefer if you are, starting with Python. That was one session that I wanted to give. And yeah, friend, that was all for today. This was on the easier side, because you can see the accuracy is 56%. It's more than 50. So you can take this as a benchmark, that anything which is having accuracy more than 50% will be something that you can try as a beginner. As simple as that. That will be of the easier side. So yeah, friend, that was all for today. uh, the important points to learn from this particular question is that how to pass the optional parameters to the print function. That is something important. Next is that how to use the XOR function and what is the operator used for XOR. Okay, in this particular question, I'm not going into the depth of what is XOR, by the way. For knowing that, you can please see my previous videos, because there I have explained new in depth of it, of what is XOR. Okay, if you are still want me to give a just a slide overview of it, I will say that, see, XOR, first of all, it's a bitwise operation. When I say bitwise, what happens is that, let us say I'm doing the XOR between two bits, A and B. Okay, so if both the bits are same, the answer will be 1. If both the bits are different, the answer will be 0. That is what is XOR, right? So yeah, that is what is XOR. Definitely you can do a Google search of it, you will get multiple examples, but remember, this is the basic idea behind XOR. If two bits, remember, I'm saying two bits, not two numbers. A number may have multiple bits. I'm taking only one bit among them. Okay, similarly, I'm taking one bit of the other number. If you do XOR, that means if both the numbers are same, that is, let's say both are 1, or let us say both are 0, in each of these case, the answer will be 1. If both the bits are different, in that case, the answer will be 0. As simple as that. That is what is XOR. But anyway, we are not trying to know that here. Basically, we'll have to simply print the output of it. Okay, we don't have to do any manipulation there. So that was a simple, straightforward XOR operation. So yeah, friend, that was all for today. See you tomorrow. If you like my efforts, if you like this journey of solving multiple questions, and by the way, today we also had this Sunday contest. I'm about to upload the solution for that as well. So please, if you are like want to be a part of this journey, please do consider subscribing to our channel. It really motivates me a lot, and at the same time, it gives me a reason to keep making videos for you. And also it benefits me as well. Like, I am having a big continuity in my the coding journey as well. So I think that was all for today. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.